Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center and J.D. MacArthur Arena for this afternoon's OLA Junior B lacrosse match between the London Blue Devils and your Owen Sound North Stars. The North Stars coming off of a big win last night, scoring 14 goals. So Owen Sound is going to look to build on top of that momentum. Miles Plater getting the start today. 10 games played with a 5-4 record, averaging under 10 goals a game, save percentage of .745. You can see the boys getting ready here to support their team. And starting in net over on London's side, Harrison Kerr, number 66. He's got 8 games played for a 3-2 record, averaging just over 10 goals a game, save percentage of .780. Both these teams are sitting in and around that 500 mark. The North Stars reaching 500 last night. London just under 500 at the moment. And both teams are certainly forces to be reckoned with. We'll see here the Wallaceburg Red Devils tied with the London Blue Devils and the Windsor Clippers, all at 10 points. Windsor, of course, in town last night. Your Owen Sound North Stars sitting fourth in their division, but more points than any team in the previous division with London. So both teams relatively evenly matched here. The North Stars getting the better end of Windsor last night. London also getting the better end of Windsor earlier this week. Calder Adams. And he's going to send that ball forward. Carter Moran taking it into the zone. Passing that off to Cochran. Cochran in tight. High shot, scores! The first shot of the game. Jordan Cochran keeps the Stars flying at the Bayshore.
Yeah, again, Jordan Cochran getting a shot off in tight there and going to his favorite spot. It's kind of the short side where he comes across his body, and that time it was more up and down the post, but great start to win the draw, go down your first possession and get a score.
Great shot by Jordan Cochran. Sees just a small gap, no bigger than the head of the stick, and able to put that one home. Now a pass out in front. Nate Laycock can't quite handle that one. And the Blue Devils are going to carry this up the floor. Assistant captain number 17, Zach Vanderwall, carrying that into the offensive zone. Across the floor, Blue Devils with their first shot of the game turned away by Miles Plater.
And that looked like Brendan Campbell, who again is a force to be reckoned with I think he's at 74 points in 14 games, so he leads the way for London.
Brendan Campbell a few points more than our very own Carter Moran, so a very equally matched team. Lots of offense coming from London. London only losing a single game where they've scored double digits, so Owen Sound's key to success here will be try to lock down the defense and keep London from scoring too many goals. Tyson Morrison with the shot, and that's going to be saved by Harrison Kerr.
Again, a positive note here on the offense for Owen Sound is that both possessions they got inside to get their shots off. So again, a lot of times they seem to start games on the perimeter, and good look tonight so far.
Owen Sound trying to keep this offense to the outside. And there's Brendan Campbell, who we'll hear from him at the first intermission. Harrison Kerr getting hit up high. He's going to go down. And he'll pop right back up and head to the bench. Looks to be all right. Calvin Stewart sending that forward for Elliot Thompson. Thompson with a dominant performance last night as well. And Talon Brown getting knocked into the corner there. Looks to be all right. Sends that back over for Elliot Thompson. Thompson now in. Gets around his man. Right in tight. Good shot there. North Stars finding a way to get to Harrison Kerr. Now the Blue Devils will have to carry this out of their zone. Sending that forward for Tyson Curra. Curra across the floor. Campbell. Palace with a good pass there, and Campbell can't quite get that one home. Now the North Stars up the floor. fake pass there, and now Cleggs will send that across the floor for Carter Moran. Moran sends that over for Nate Laycock. Over here for Holden Stevenson. He's going to send that low. Pass, shot out front. Laycock got in tight again, but just couldn't quite get enough meat on that shot.
Yeah, he really probably should have looked to reach far side. He tried to go back across his body.
Right out in front, and a quick response there from the London Blue Devils, who were able to just sneak in behind Owen Pryor with a great transition play.
Yeah, that's something we've noticed all through the season here is that Owen Sound sometimes struggles in their transition game, and in this case, the reverse transition game, getting back, getting guys on the floor to outmatch the offense coming at them. And again, they paid the price, and hopefully they can tighten that up. Nice move, though, by the number 41.
Yeah, quick response there from Connor Zavitz. And you see him smiling around center, and now they're going to battle for this loose ball, and coming up with it is Carson Langle. Langle will send that across the floor. Picked up now by Paulus. Back down, good save there. Miles Plater almost snuck in. Hard shot there from Tyson Curra. Jordan Cochran, the goal scorer so far for the North Stars. He's going to try to get in tight, and he does. Takes a shot just wide of the nets. North Stars, they're going to have to transition quickly back onto defense. Jake Govier sends that forward. Picked up by Paulus. Curra sends that back to Paulus. Paulus looking for an outside shot, gets one. And that's going to be blocked into the corner. Picked up now by Connor Zavitz. Zavitz assessing his options right out in front. Quick one-timer shot, and doesn't quite get enough on that one. Now the North Stars are going to need to try to get on this loose ball, and they do, up the floor. Nolan McVicker is going to lose that one back, but picked up by Carter Moran. Moran sends that into the corner. Right out in front, shot! And a good save there by Harrison Kerr.
Again, though, we see Owen Sound getting inside, so they've yet to settle for anything on the perimeter.
Captain Brendan Campbell is going to carry this into the zone with a long shot and a quick save just off the left ankle of Miles Plater. Curra sends that wide for Campbell. Campbell gets around, gets through. Good hip check there from Ethan Kerr. Hard play there from Gavin Downs, and now the North Stars are going to get to take this ball into the offensive zone. Stewart, around, shot! Can't quite get that one to go. A great save by Harrison Kerr up high. Jake Govier slowing things down. He's going to send that over for a teammate. Zavitz connecting there with Curra. Curra passes wide. Right in tight for Zavitz, backhand pass. Just barely keeping that one out as Miles Plater as he dribbles that one around in his feet. Wes Grant connecting with Jordan Cochran. Cochran finds Moran. Moran across the floor. Brown sends that low. Cochran can't quite handle that. Now the Blue Devils up the floor. Nolan Candy leading the way. Good speed there by Carter Moran as he's able to slow that attack down and kill off precious seconds. Langisle sends out wide. Paulus, long shot here, good save. Miles Plater, that's going to go up and out of play. So the Blue Devils will get a fresh 30 seconds here in the offensive zone. Paulus connects with Campbell, right out in front, shot, and just directed wide by Miles Plater. Didn't quite see where it went. But into the corner now, and they're battling, and a hard hit. Now the teams are going to go after each other in the far corner. Referees getting in there quickly to try to break things up, and looking like Campbell's going to head to the box here on London's side, and I don't see any North Star going with him, so the response is not going to warrant a call. Carter Moran, captain of the North Stars, coming up to see what's going on. Assistant captain of the Blue Devils, Nolan Candy, taking a little walk up to chat with the referees, and lots of talking going on right now between the North Stars bench and the Blue Devils bench. London not too happy with this call. And it looks like it's going to be
and that'll be a game misconduct, a 5-minute major for checking from behind, it looks like. And that's a tough blow for London to lose their top scorer, less than 7 minutes into the game, and give up likely here a 5-minute power play.
So just like that, 74-point player is knocked off the floor. And the ref is doing a good job at not listening too much to the London bench, or they may be at risk of picking up a bench minor here. Apologies if you could make out what was being said. And a hard hit. We didn't quite get a full shot of that, but certainly the aftermath there is one that the referees felt deserved a game misconduct. Moran with a hard shot. That's going to go high and wide. Laycock picking that one up. Lahome Wickham's can't quite get that one to go. He's back in the lineup after a night off last night.
Yeah, he served a couple of games out on the injured side of things, so it looks like he is back.
Across the floor. Back up for Lahome Wickham's. Down low. Moran. Right out in front. Laycock can't quite get that one to go, but a great move there as he had Harrison Kerr beat. And Steve, correct me if I'm wrong, but Harrison Kerr with some ties to the North Stars as well. I think a former goaltender for the junior team. Wes Grant's going to go down, but he'll still get the pass away here to Carter Moran. Now sent over for Everest Lahome Wickens. Lahome Wickens. Moran, Laycock shot. Good save there by Harrison Kerr. Wheeling down the floor, there goes Grayson Turner for the Blue Devils, and he's going to try to slow things up and kill 30 seconds. Owen Sound did a great job there at spending the better part of a minute and a half in the London zone. Plenty of shots on net, lots of clock resets. You see Calder Adams there just taking a whack at Carson Langisle. Sends out wide for Tyler Clark. And Langisle, he goes down pretty hard and not feeling too good after that. Adams sends that up. Moran flipping that for Lahome Wickens. To Laycock. Down low. Morrison can't find a lane. Wickens. Moran can't handle that one. That's going to bounce right into the stick of Zach Vanderwall. And they're going to throw that down the floor, and not a bad result for the North Stars, as that only kills us about 10 seconds.
Yeah, they'll take that anytime, no doubt.
Thompson connects with Moran. Moran across the floor to Lahome Wickens. Moran, Thompson. Back to Carter Moran. Thompson, hard shot there. Good low shot, trying to sneak that underneath the big goalie stick of Harrison Kerr, and can't quite find the twine. Now the Blue Devils carrying this slowly up the floor. And the North Stars happy with that result as well.
Yeah, they're going to want to try to get a little busy here. There's only 2 minutes remaining in this 5-minute major, and they've yet to capitalize. So
Thompson across the floor. Laycock had a lane, but just missed that pass. The North Stars power play quite strong last night, and they're going to take a long shot that's going to kill some time here, so they're going to need to get on their horse. Carter Moran heading back for the loose ball. Trying to let it roll as much as he can before the clock resets. Down low pass, good shot by Jordan Cochran, and he scores again. Owen Sound regains their lead as they make it 2-1.
Yeah, and they'll still have an opportunity to stay on the power play here as you're allowed to score 2 goals against the majors. So Jordan Cochran, again, with another multi-goal game. He had one yesterday, and yeah, it's great to have him really contributing big time in the offense because takes some of the stress off of Carter Moran, and it opens up the floor for other guys. So good on Jordan.
Jordan Cochran making it 2-1 for the North Stars. Still just over a minute 10 left in this power play. North Stars losing that ball there to Connor Zavitz, who's scored already for the Blue Devils. Now in tight, Vanderval sends that one just wide. Paulus picks it up. Now on attack are the Blue Devils. North Stars have a man high, and they're going to send Zach Vanderwall back as he tries to make sure that Moran doesn't get a free lane to the net. Now Wes Grant battling there with Paulus. Paulus tries to take another swing at a North Star and just misses Ethan Kerr. So the Blue Devils frustrated here. And doing a good job, though, at keeping this in the offensive zone. Under 10 seconds left in their shot clock. 25 seconds left in this power play for the North Stars. Owen Sound will take this up the floor. Carter Moran connecting with Lom Wickens. Back to Moran. Lom Wickens to Morrison. Down for Moran. Lom Wickens. Morrison, Laycock battling. Back to Lom Wickens. Good pick there by Thompson, and he's going to get called there for an illegal pick, a little bit too hard on the back, and that's going to spell the end of this penalty. Up the floor goes Daxton Brown. Brown connecting with Kura. Kura up for Paulus. Paulus is going to take a long shot. Plater handles that. Plater flipping this all the way up the floor, and unable to handle that is Noel McVicker. So he's going to battle along the boards and battles well. He'll pick it up, and he's going to be able to stave off a double defense there from the Blue Devils. Gavin Downs sends that over for Jordan Cochran with 2 in this game so far. Long shot. Morrison's going to get in tight. Shot scores. Tyson Morrison fakes the shot, gets around his defender, and right in tight go the North Stars to make it 3-1.
Yeah, just a real great fake shot. The defender charged out at him. He was able to tuck it in, and again, getting inside is going to be really important for this Owen Sound offense. And again, just pick the top corner, nothing fancy, and hit it right in the spot there. And we get a 3-1 game here, and it was nice to be able to, even though they only got 1 off the power play, score right after it had expired.
And I think we're going to get a double call here, so Harrison Kerr battling well there along the boards and trying to make out the numbers. Looks like number 41, Connor Zavitz. So Zavitz, the goal scorer so far for London, taking a seat, and Ethan Kerr coming off his first junior goal ever last night. He's going to grab a seat for 2 minutes as well. 2 minutes each for fighting. And
yeah, they're fortunate there because the referee does have the discretion to any penalty that's in the change box area can be an automatic expulsion for the player. So he showed a little bit of niceness today so far. Not to take it the next step.
Morrison sends it in for Laycock. Laycock across the floor. Moran and Laycock playing catch. Nate Laycock sends that over for Morrison. Morrison handles that bounce. Back over to Moran. Moran can't quite get around his man. Slips a little bit on the floor. Back up high for Tyson Morrison. Morrison tries that fake shot again. Loses the ball here. And now the Blue Devils on their way to the net. Zach Vanderwall. He's going to slow things up and try to wait for the rest of his team to come out as we continue this 4-on-4 for the next minute 25.
Oh, sloppy one-handed pass there by Vanderwall. He's lucky his teammate was able to retrieve it, although he's in amongst a gang in the corner there.
Paulus battling right now against Grant and Plagues. And now the North Stars are going to get a call in their favor as Miles Plater goes to the net. Carter Moran, he's got 20 seconds. He's going to let his team come out. He knows a penalty's coming. And they're going to get a double call here, so 2 penalties going against London. I'm not sure. The first one, I think, might have just been talking to the ref. The second one certainly came from the bench.
No, the first one, Paulus going to get a rough. He punched the Owen Sound defender right square in the cage when he didn't recover the loose ball. And I'm not certain that it was him. It looks like it was probably part of the coaching staff or somebody on the bench there, was wanting to know when their turn was on the power play.
So a little bit of 4-on-3 for the North Stars. Laycock out front. Up to Moran. Moran's going to throw across the floor. Lone Wickens down to Laycock in front. Good shot there. Moran's going to have to get on his horse and get that ball. And out to play it is going to be Miles Plater. Plater's going to lose that through his stick. Then connects with Carter Moran. Moran up the floor. Long shot here for Lone Wickens to reset the clock. Great pickup by Jordan Cochran. Lone Wickens again. Finds Moran. Lone Wickens in tight. Can't quite get that one to go. Now Laycock able to pick up that rebound. Knocked loose, picks up his own rebound. Shot. Can't get that one to go. Cochran can't pick that one up, so Moran's going to bail him out there. Moran down to Cochran. Back up to Moran. Long shot for Moran right in the cage and picked up there by Harrison Kerr. Kerr's going to drop it. They're going to throw that one forward for number 17, Zach Vanderval. As the original double penalty, one for North Stars, one for the Blue Devils, expires, and we'll go to 5-on-4.
Yeah, it'll be 5-on-3 here for another minute 30 or 35 second, pardon me.
So North Stars still without their 5th man on the floor. Now they've figured it out. Moran to Lahome. Pass back door, shot, scores! A hat trick already for Jordan Cochran.
Yeah, big game so far for Jordan. 3 goals in the opening frame here in just over 15 minutes. And like I said before, he certainly has the ability to score, and nice to see him getting inside, not just relying on that big shot of his.
Great work there from the North Stars. We'll take a quick look at the replay here. Moran, way to pick that pass up. Lone Wickham sends that low. Morrison across the way, and Cochran with a quick shot right into the net. Harrison Kerr, nothing he could have done about that one. Not his fault whatsoever. A great pass and a very quick shot. Now the North Stars will remain here on the power play, 5-on-4. And referee Garreau trying to explain everything here to the Blue Devils as Nolan Candy tries to get a couple of answers for his side.
They're not likely the answers they wanted to hear, but they might have been questioning whether that other penalty had expired at the time the goal was scored. So it was pretty close.
Thompson winning that from Lang Isle back for Calvin Stewart. Lone Wickens taking this into the offensive zone. North Stars just over a minute left in this power play. Morrison, Lone Wickens. Moran sends that across for Tyson Morrison. Takes a high shot there. So far, a lot of these high shots have been working on Harrison Kerr, but he stands tall on that one. Now the North Stars are going to bring out a defensive squad. 25 seconds left in the shot clock, so the North Stars will get one more possession here on the power play, although that errant shot by London is going to be recovered by London anyway. So.
Oh, and there we get, again, just bad position. We had 2 guys vacate their player and they rushed to that loose ball, and they were lucky they didn't have to pay the price.
Moran picking that one up. And with 25 seconds left in this power play, he's going to get his squad out here to try to set up one more play. 5-1 for the North Stars. Laycock, Lone Wickens playing catch with each other. Now to Moran. Moran doesn't have a shot. Back up high. Lone Wickens to Moran. Now Lone Wickens tries to set a pick. Laycock with a long shot, scores! Nate Laycock with a great shot and an even better pick. by number 27 Everest, Lome Wickens. Fantastic play. You could hear the call from the bench. They called the play and Lome Wickens jumped into action immediately and was able to make that happen for Moran and Laycock. So great work there from the North Stars to go up 6-1.
Yeah, and it's been a great evolution the last couple weeks here to watch the North Stars in action on the power play, and even at 5 even strength. They have the plan there of running some set plays. You know, they're not just settling for the perimeter shot that used to be accustomed to, so good on them.
Plenty of fans here this afternoon to watch the Junior B North Stars play. And why wouldn't you? This team is exciting to watch, and they're going to get a call going in favor here of London, so London will get possession with plenty of time left on this shot clock. Up there for Zavitz. Down low for Kura. Kura backs off. Across the floor. Clark. Can't quite connect there with Langisle. Gets taken down there by Owen Pryor. Right out in front, shot. Can't quite get enough meat on that one. Across the floor, North Stars break that one up. Good work, Owen Pryor. He's going to battle with Kura here, and they're going to run out of time. Late hit there by Zavitz on Pryor, and Pryor's going to get a little bit of a talking to. We're going to take a moment here and thank Pizza Hut for all of the crew refreshments and their support of the OLA Junior B North Stars. If you'd like to visit Pizza Hut, you can do so at 669 10th Street West, Owen Sound, Ontario, or give them a shout at 519-371-5660, or visit them at www.pizzahut.ca. Now a possession call going in favor of Owen Sound with 2 minutes and 22 seconds left in this first period. Hutchison sends that low. Lome Wickens tries to get in and get a call. Morrison over for Hutchison. Hutchison with it. Good hit there. Holden Stevenson trying to create a little bit of room.
And as the deflection went off the London player, so Owen Sound again will get a new 30-second clock here with just 1:59 remaining first period.
2 minutes left to play. Talon Brown getting harassed, trying to make some room. Good work there, Holden Stevenson with the pick. Laycock with the ball. North Stars are going to get a call against them as Jordan Cochran sends, rather Tyson Morrison sends his man into the corner. Now Laycock is going to go, and I think we're going to get a true fight here. Nate Laycock is going to give it to him. Laycock not batting down whatsoever. He's feeding them right. He's flipping them on the ground. The Blue Devils had no chance. What were they thinking? Nate Laycock says, "Get out of my house." And a very decisive victory for number 22, Nate Laycock, as number 7, Nolan Candy, gets taken out with ease.
Yeah, I don't know that it was Candy that got involved with Laycock. He was involved in the initial one, and here it is. Here, 12 stepped in to go against Laycock, and don't think he'll be long for this game. But
Cohen Smith, for some reason, is heading to the box. He should be sent out of this game for fighting, just like Nate Laycock was, but he's now found his way into the box, and this has been coming for quite some time. It's been heating up in the Bayshore. And these Junior B North Stars, a feisty bunch to say the least. But it works for them. I don't know if the Blue Devils were really prepared for this game. Blue Devils coaching staff here trying to get their team's head back in this game. Lots of time left to play, plenty of time for a comeback. And they could quickly make this game a lot closer. Take a look here as the referees try to figure things out. At some of our OLA Junior B scoring leaders. You can see Brinley Wilson from Elora, 15 games played, 53 goals, 58 assists for 111 points. down on the list there, Brendan Campbell from London with 74 points, and Carter Moran on the floor this afternoon here with 67 points. And then we've got Kahilat Paulus down there for London as well. 14 games played, 25 goals, 36 assists, and 61 points. So as referee Garreau and DeBrone try to figure things out here with the North Stars and Blue Devils. You can see Carter Moran down there along with, I think that might be number 17, Zach Vanderwall.
Yep, I think you got that one,
So, not 100% sure what the final result of this is going to be, but it looks like number 12 has been sent out of this game. So, Cohen Smith not in the penalty box anymore. Of course, that is the rule in Junior B. You fight, your night is done. So, Laycock with a tally and then with a Tilly. He's going to get an early shower in here as he has to cheer on his team from the stands.
Yeah, the Owen Sound offense will certainly be happy. Won't be happy to lose Nate Laycock as a righty offensive player, right-handed shooter offensive player. But with Owen Wickens back in the lineup, it certainly adds that depth, and he's a potent scorer in his own right.
Calvin Stewart. And Cleggs is going to send his man down to the ground as Connor Zavitz goes sprawling there. Rather, Carson Langon. Now the Blue Devils looking to respond. Lots of time left in this game, only down by 5. Lots of potential on their team. Powell is still in this game with the ball. Long shot there. He's showing his scoring touch. And they're going to look at number 24, Kahilat Paulus, to really lead this team in the absence of number 14, Brendan Campbell, who's got 74 points and leading the Blue Devils. Lom Wickens connecting there with Jordan Cochran. He's already got a hat trick in this first period. Lom Wickens sends that in low, right in tight shot. Harrison Kerr just barely keeps that one out. Great work there by Tyson Morrison.
Yeah, that's the second time he's been able to slip in underneath, take that pass, and both times he's tried to go short side where the goalie already had it covered. He's probably best to want to reach around far side and, stretch around the goaltender.
Great work there by Calvin Stewart and Owen Pryor to break up that shot from Curra. Sending that wide there is Clark. Picked up by Paulus. Paulus can't get around his man. Paulus very strong on the ball there, but that shot's going to go a little bit wide, and now the North Stars picking this up as Calvin Stewart goes into the offensive zone. Now he'll cycle back. And they're just going to let the final 2 seconds die out. Well, after one period, 20 minutes of play, we've got 3 players ejected from the game. I think a combined total of probably about 20 minutes of penalties and plenty of fireworks from both benches. 7 goals, 6 of them in favor of Owen Sound. One of them tallied there for the London Blue Devils. We'll be right back after this break with some interviews from now no longer on the floor player, number 14, Brendan Campbell, that we pre-recorded before. So if you're wondering why we're interviewing him, it's before the game started, and no, we didn't ask him if he planned on playing the whole game, but perhaps we should have. We'll be right back after these messages and take a look at this interview. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the set of Attack Wrap. I'm your host, Nick Kennedy. We have officially wrapped the show for the year, the final episode just being taped. Make sure you tune in here on Rogers TV for all of your Attack action. And don't forget, on May 26th, it's a Sunday, we've got the Owen Sound Attack Barbecue. You can come out to that. It'll be hosted at the Bayshore as well. So make sure you guys tune in for that. And we'll see you next season for another round of Attack Wrap and another season of Owen Sound Attack Hockey.
Second Sports is life. It's clear cut. Everything's out in the open. There's nowhere to hide. I had to prove myself more than anyone else.
You must be so proud of your son. He's gonna go pro. The sky's the limit.
There's always a winner and a loser.
You cannot reach the sky in broken cleats.
Of course, I always want to be the winner. And I did reach the sky.
Norman Kwong, the first Chinese-Canadian professional football player, still holds records to this day. He retired from the sport in 1960 and later became Lieutenant Governor of Alberta.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center and J.D. MacArthur Arena. I'm joined here with London Blue Devils, Brendan Campbell. Brendan, you're having a good season personally. The team kind of up and down. You guys have had streaks of really positive play and streaks where I'm sure you would have liked different results. How do you guys stay in this as a team and try to get the W tonight?
You know, it's all about just sticking together, giving everything we have every night. You know, we got a group of guys who we're brothers in there. We love going to war with each other. And, you know, we got to come in here and do that tonight. Just go to war, love each other, believe in the process, and just enjoy it.
What's it like having to take that long bus ride? I know there's lots of history in hockey between London and Owen Sound, but now London and Owen Sound lacrosse. What's that like coming into this barn?
You know, the boys, it's probably the longest bus trip of the year. The boys love coming here to Bayshore. It's a good little barn, and we're ready to go tonight. You know, we're having fun on the bus ride here, keeping the spirits high. We're ready to go.
Excellent. If you could tell your team just one thing tonight to get the win, what would you want to tell them?
Hey, just enjoy the process. Just believe in each other. Like I said, we love each other here. Just enjoy the process. Enjoy what we're doing.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Brendan. And ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. Right after this break, we'll break down everything from the first period. You're watching OLA Junior B Lacrosse on Rogers TV.
Hi, I'm David Sherman, host of Politically Speaking. Join me for my next show, where my guest will be Ian Boddy, Mayor of Owen Sound. Politically Speaking on Rogers TV.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
I did it. I need it.
Here, I gave it.
And I am alive.
As an organ donor, you can save up to 8 lives and enhance the lives of 75 others. Please go to our website. Pledge a gift of life. You'll be glad you did.
I lost my job recently, and it's been tough to keep my spirits up. I feel like I'm failing my family. Your prayers have given me renewed hope and guidance. You were there for me in my darkest moments, shining a guiding light. Thankful to say, our prayers have been answered.
Tune in next week. We'll learn more about events and activities this summer for the kids.
Also, Renee will be here from the Owen Sound Animal Shelter with an animal looking for a forever home on Grey County Life.
press box here at the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center and J.D. MacArthur Arena. Steve, a period full of fireworks there from both sides. Both sides certainly in this game. I mean, a 5-goal deficit is not anything that we haven't seen overcome before in this building. So what do the North Stars need to do to hang on to this win?
They have to continue to play as they did in the first period. That was, without doubt, their best period of the season. Their offense was really making a conscious effort to get inside, not settling early in shot clock to perimeter shooting. They were rewarded a number of times getting inside. You know, they had the benefit of a couple power plays, but nonetheless, their offense was by far the most impressive it's been all year. And their defense was very fast to attack London today. You know, even though they got spread out on some occasions, they had good communication. They were, for the most part, being able to back up one another if they did somehow slipping by them. But yeah, most of London's offense was pure perimeter, and Miles Plater handled all that.
How do the Blue Devils overcome, it seems like, not just the deficit, but maybe a little bit of the mental game today?
Well, again, I think they have to get over the fact that, you know, they were on the bad end of a 5-minute major call. It was tough for us to see up in the corner. I mean, the referee deemed it was appropriate. When you lose your leading scorer on a 5-minute boarding or checking from behind play, again, 200 feet from your net, you know, that's going to frustrate the entire club. And they may have felt they didn't get a couple other calls. So they have to put that behind them. They still have a very explosive team. They typically don't allow a ton of goals against either, so their goaltending is generally good. So they just have to play their game, but make use of their offensive opportunities.
Absolutely. We'll see how both teams respond after this break. We'll be right back with the second period of play.
Every year, dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
I battle with addiction of prescription drugs since my mom passed. Please tell God I'm sorry, and I really just want to feel his love right now. I don't want to kill myself. Can you please pray for me?
Johnny wanted to go back home. It was 1,000 kilometers away. They forced him to go to the Indian residential school. More than 150,000 of us children had to go. They wanted to change us.
Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name.
Hallowed be your name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done. Kill the Indian and the child. It's been called cultural genocide. I survived residential school. My brother Johnny did not.
Shawnee Wenjack was one of thousands of children who died due to Canada's residential school system. More than 80,000 survivors and their families still live with its legacy today.
I'm Carol Merton. Please join me for HealthLink, a program connecting home, community, and healthcare. Please join me and watch HealthLink on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center and J.D. MacArthur Arena for this afternoon's OLA Junior B match between the London Blue Devils and your very own Owen Sound North Stars. The North Stars with one of their best periods that, Steve, you were saying one of the best periods you've seen all season.
Yeah, I think they were sound defensively. I think they were had the best ball movement. Not only the ball movement, they were not static on the floor. They were always moving off ball, which sometimes they tend to stand back and watch Carter Moran work in his office. And this time everybody was getting involved. They're setting picks for one another, being able to spring guys in close, and they've been rewarded with some nice goals.
Nolan Candy, Talon Brown still in the boxes there for their respective teams. Now Clegg's up. Pass across, shot. Great save there by Ethan Kerr off of Elliot Thompson. Blue Devils will carry this now into the offensive zone. Jake Govier getting attacked there by Logan Cleggs. Govier able to recover. Sends that across the floor. Powless with a hard long shot. Plater able to deflect that into the corner. Thought he had it in his stick. North Stars coming up with this as Calvin Stewart tries to spring Carter Moran and hits the mesh around the scoreboard right in the center. Tyler Clark sends that up the floor. Powless across the way. Kura back to Powless. Down low for Clark. Good pick there by Zavitz. Clark tries to get that ball back to Zavitz. Bounces off a North Star across the floor, and that possession call is going to go in favor of the North Stars. Now Calvin Stewart, he's got Logan Clegg. Stewart shot, Clegg's rebound, another shot, 2 saves, Harrison Kerr.
No, it looks like we got something that happened behind the play here. Likely a slash or something as the offensive player was heading. And now he's just earned himself another 2. And now he's gone.
And now he's kicked out. There you go. The crowd here loves it. I don't think the Blue Devils are too happy with what's going on. And there he goes, Daxton Brown. So a penalty behind the play. We'll take a look here at the initial call. I don't think that was the initial penalty, but it was likely after here where he reapproached Nolan McVicker, knocks his helmet up, so he gets the call. Very fair call. You can't not make that one. It's right in front of the ref. You're not allowed to try to rip somebody's helmet up and off their head. So he gets that call, and then he gets a technical penalty as he mouths off to the ref, continues to mouth off to the ref, and gets kicked out of the game. So,
yeah, not only does this put his team down for 4 minutes, puts them down another man. That's the third guy on an away game where they're going to be, gassed as it is and playing on this big floor, having to come from behind. You certainly could use the bodies. So it's a lose-lose in this case for them.
We'll see how the North Stars responded. Just like that, Elliot Thompson makes it 7-1 for the North Stars. So the North Stars quickly cutting that power play down by 2 minutes and adding another tally to the board. Carter Moran, a soft little pass over there to Elliot Thompson, and now one of the Blue Devils coaches has been kicked out of the game because he's still mouthing off. The other Blue Devils coaches are giving the ref a round of applause. They better also be a little bit careful here, or they may be gone as well. So Blue Devils coach, not sure his name, but he's going to head off there, and the rest of his crew opening the gates for them. And referee Garreau, I don't think he's going to be putting up with that. Trying to make a statement. That's exactly what you would expect from a referee that's trying to get a game back under control. And unfortunately, it seems like London not really taking a clue here and continuing the antics. Up and out of play. North Stars, that ball goes to Moran. Moran's going to send this in. Gets around one man, shot in tight. Good work there, Ethan Kerr, to deflect that away. He's had a tough game here. His team has put him down a few men already. And Ethan Kerr has stood tall for the Blue Devils on multiple occasions already. So certainly not his fault to find himself down by 6 goals. And if the Blue Devils have a chance at getting back in this game, Harrison Kerr is going to need to continue to play very, very well as he has so far. Owen Pryor slowing this game down. Tyson Morrison going to carry this ball into the offensive zone. Connecting there, Lahome Wickens. Morrison to Lahome Wickens. Up for Moran. Back down low for Morrison. Across the floor, Moran, long shot. Harrison Kerr, a great save off that shot. And Kerr with another acrobatic save.
Yeah, outstanding to reach around and take that away from Carter Moran, who thought he had one off the rebound.
Thompson for Lone Wickens, connecting with Morrison. Morrison right out front. Good save there. I think that might have even been deflected by Jake Govier, who's been a solid force here for the Blue Devils on defense. Kerr taking away that shot. Now the Blue Devils up the floor. Jake Govier slowing this down. North Stars struggling to deal with the great defensive play from Jake Govier. And that penalty's going to expire. North Stars with one tally. Blue Devils able to pick that one up. Kura now into the offensive zone. Paulus going for a change. Good block there by the North Stars as Gavin Downs is going to carry this up and out of the zone. Good pick by Clagues to give Gavin Downs a little bit of time. Lone Wickens gets in this one. Connecting with Morrison. Morrison across the floor. Hutchison sends that low for Moran. Moran gets around his man. Up for Cochran, can't get it. Lone Wickens can't get that one, and it's going to deflect. And now the Blue Devils carrying this one up. Zach Vanderwall. Vanderwall sends that over. Clark sends it low. Langisle gets in tight. Good shot from the Blue Devils, and bounces that just a little bit too far in front of Miles Plater and up and out of play. So the North Stars will carry this into the offensive zone.
Yeah, he made a real nice play to shake his defender and get underneath, but his bounce shot was a little too steep and hit the floor and went out of bounds.
Long shot there. Lone Wickham's turned aside again by Harrison Kerr. Huge hit there by Elliot Thompson. And they're gonna call Elliot Thompson there for.
He'll likely get an interference call on this. Oh, he called it rough. I don't know that a shoulder to the chest is generally rough, but it was a rough landing. That's for certain.
Certainly didn't look comfortable. And if that's your definition of roughing, then so be it. I think even Elliot Thompson seemed a little bit surprised that he was getting that call. Paulus, huge part of this offense. He's going to quarterback this power play. Up for Clark. Back to Paulus. Clark down low. Zavitz up for Clark. Paulus right in tight. Zavitz can't handle that one. Clark's going to race for it. Now Calder Adams able to pick that one up. He's got 3 Blue Devils on him. Now Zavitz picking this up with speed. Turning that back. Kura connecting with Paulus. Paulus a long shot. And good save there by Miles Plater.
Yeah, again, for Paulus, he's been hunting for a goal all night here, but again, on a power play, he drifted to his wrong side and elected to take a perimeter shot with lots of time left in the shot clock. So a little bit of frustration and selfishness on all rolled into one.
Great battle here by Calder Adams as he kills plenty of time off of that power play. Jordan Cochran able to come up with it, sends that behind the back. And now the Blue Devils will carry this back up the floor. Zach Vanderwall leading the way. Vanderwall to Zavitz. Paulus back out on the floor. Up for Zavitz. Connects with Paulus. Over for Kura. Paulus. Kura playing catch. Good pick there. Long shot by Paulus. Langisle trying to battle for it. Kura in to help him. Blue Devils able to pick this one up. Still battling. Now picked up by Langisle. Reset the clock. Paulus long shot. He's got a ton of power on the end of that stick, and Owen Sound's going to get called for back in, so that ball is going to go back to the Blue Devils here, putting on plenty of pressure, showing why the North Stars can't get too comfortable with this lead.
Yeah, they might want to strike here early because they've got 4 seconds left and it looks like they're not going to be able to score on the power play, but...
Backdoor shot, great save there, Miles Plater, wow! Now the North Stars with lots of speed. Ball over to Thompson, shot, great save, Harrison Kerr.
Yeah, Thompson was wide open coming out of the penalty box. They couldn't get the ball up to him in a hurry, but through a transition pass, they were able to, and nice save.
Wes Grant falling to the floor, trying to get this ball up. Connecting there with Gavin Downs. Gavin's going to throw this up the floor and out of play.
Whoa.
And Gavin was trying to send...
we almost had a souvenir up here.
Trying to send Steve home with a gift. Back in the offensive zone, Clark handling that well. Over to Nolan Candy. Candy out of the box now. Gets in tight, good shot there. Great save by Miles Plater, just able to get the knee down. So the Blue Devils with tons of offense all of a sudden. About halfway through the second period. Clark, around one, around two, can't get the shot away. 13 seconds left, you'll throw that one in harmlessly on Miles Plater, but battling out front is Kura. And the North Stars picking this one up, Calder Adams. Owen Pryor across the floor. Back up for Nolan McVicker. McVicker will send that over for Jordan Cochran. Jordan Cochran with 3 goals already. Tyson Morrison. Down low for Lahome Wickens. Back up for Carter Moran. Lahome Wickens. Swings out front. Around one, good pick Morrison. Moran down low. And runs out of time. Late shot there by Jordan Cochran. He's going to get a penalty.
Yeah, in a 7-1 game, that's probably going to earn you trip.
And just making his presence known there is number 15, Cole Abbey, making sure that Jordan Cochran knows he's not just going to get a penalty, but he's also going to get a shoulder. So Powless continuing this offensive onslaught here for London. Candy to Powless. Down low, Zavitz can't get that one to go. It's going to go up and out of play. North Stars will get the ball. Stewart all the way up the floor. And connecting here with Moran, not quite. It's going to bounce over to Harrison Kerr. Kerr just absolutely doing everything he possibly can to hold these Blue Devils in the game. Candy up for Powless. That one's knocked loose. Good work, Logan Cleggs. He's going to get battled here. 3-on-1, and Cleggs is going to lose this one over to Powless. Up for Candy. Nolan Candy in around one. Good shot there. He had a little bit of space. And Miles Plater able to get that stick side arm over. Powless sends that low for Candy out front again. Another good shot and a big save by Miles Plater. Logan Cleggs up the floor. He's got speed. And he's got help. Right out in front. Shot. Great tip there off a Blue Devil stick to keep their team in this. Carson Langisle, he's going to play this ball softly up and fake that one over to Powless. He'll hold on to it though. Langisle.
Little hidden ball trick, but London real slow in transition, getting all 5 guys out. So.
Only 9 seconds left. Powless, long shot, and a great save there. That one went off the foot and off the pipe. And Owen Pryor losing this ball in his feet. Pryor still battling, trying to pick this one up, and Harrison Kerr out of the net to play that. Up for Kahila Powless. 1 second left in that power play, and that's going to end, and there'll be even strength now. Jordan Cochran, he's going to go out and play. Caleb Fulkerson trying to send that one back in. Blue Devils out front, great save, Miles Plater.
Yeah, Miles Plater's been there every time there's been a breakdown, so he's, again, continuing his strong play from last game.
Tyson Morrison. Morrison trying to connect here with someone. Eventually, he's got Carter Moran right out front. Lone Wickens back up for Morrison. Morrison, a hard shot. Great defensive stick there by the Blue Devils. Number 35, Josh Peters. And that stick is knocked right out of the hands. Great work there by the North Stars to put an end to that attack. Talon Brown battling very hard here to get up the floor. A couple of whacks. And now he's good to go. Tyson Morrison over for Lahome Wickens. Cochran connecting with Brown. Brown drops that one, gets around one, right in tight. Harrison Kerr, a great save. And now a penalty going in favor of the London Blue Devils as 2 North Stars down on the floor.
There was a bit of a Malachi crunch on that one. 2 for the price of 1, and I think one might have been an interference call, and he knocked his mate down in the process.
So Grayson Turner heading to the box for 2 minutes. The Blue Devils have done a good job at staying out of the box for the last while here in the second period. About 5-10 minutes they haven't been in the box, but they'll find themselves down by a man for a few minutes. Morrison up high, Moran down low. Thompson tries to connect with Jordan Cochran. Cochran drops it. Battling here with the Blue Devils, and Harrison Kerr out of his net to try to play that. Picked up now. And Zach Vanderwall is going to carry this up the floor. They're going to try to kill off 30 seconds. Vanderwall across. Curra. He'll hold on to this one. Sends that up for Langisle. Back to Curra. Curra around Lone Wickens. Takes a long shot on net. That gets blocked there by Gavin Downs. Talk tries to block that one. Now the North Stars are going to get possession.
Yeah, a lot of active sticks out there and knocking passes down today and blocking shots and making life a little easier for Miles Plater.
Everest Lone Wickens sends that over for Jordan Cochran. Down low for Carter Moran. Moran up to Cochran, a great shot there. Trying to make it 4 on the night, but Harrison Kerr standing tall. And now the North Stars, they're going to go and get themselves a penalty. We'll have to take a quick look at what happened there. And the Blue Devils unable to get past halfway there. So now the North Stars,
someone
heading to the box.
Looks like Jordan Cochran guilty with the slashing call.
So plenty of penalties in this game. We haven't played 5-on-5 in quite some time, it's felt like. Now Kahilat Powless is going to lead the way on this power play. Or rather on this 4-on-4. Long shot by Curra. Plater able to trap that one. Plater up for Calder Adams. Adams with it. Adams sends that in deep. Thompson connecting with Morrison. Over for Lone Wickens. Finds Moran. Moran with a long shot. Kerr. And that's going to be picked up there by the Blue Devils. Tyler Clark's going to carry this up the floor now with the man advantage. Kahilat Powless sends that across the floor. Curra back to Powless. Zavitz behind the back pass. Back to Zavitz. Powless. Curra. Picked there by Zavitz. Spins around. Powless, long shot. Great save, Miles Plater.
And Miles Plater has just positionally been so sound today that he just hasn't leaving a lot of holes, and when they shoot it at him, it's at him, and he's not flinching and not letting anything by.
Powless connecting with Zavitz, playing catch. Zavitz will send that in low. Clark will send it to Zavitz, up to Powless. Over to Langisle. Powless again, long shot. And just wide of the net there. North Stars picking that up, going back into the crease. So that's going to be a possession call in favor of the Blue Devils. 5 minutes, just over 5 minutes left to play. In this second period, 15 seconds left in the power play. Good work there from the North Stars defense to deflect that one. Stewart connecting with Owen Pryor, and he's going to lose it. Stewart picking that one back up. Now Talk across the floor. Wes Grant still holding on to this one. Right across the floor for Jordan Cochran out of the box. Cochran doesn't have a lane yet, trying to make space. He's going to hold this one back, 10 seconds left to play. Wes Grant will go for a quick change. Tyson Morrison's got 5 seconds left. Gets around one man, has a lane, takes a shot behind the back, scores! What a goal by Tyson Morrison! Behind the back, less than a second left on the shot clock, and Tyson Morrison takes the lead again for the North Stars, up to 8.
I mean, just a great individual effort to go one-on-one, beat his guy. The defender did a fairly good job of cutting the shooting side off, and he just reaches around. And look at that. We have another goal by Morrison, and it's always in tight with him.
Kyle Pizzi, Harrison Kerr did not see that ball at all until it was in the back of the net. Incredible, incredible goal there by Tyson Morrison. Thompson will send that in low. Up the floor for Jordan Cochran. Moran. Thompson. And this ball is going to start transitioning up the floor here. North Stars playing a little bit of defense. Vandewaal sends that ball in low. Up high for Pizzi. Long shot here for Candy. He's going to hold on to it a little longer. Up there, good shot, scores! Zach Vandewaal able to make that 2 goals for the Blue Devils.
And a real nice play by London there. They were patient, didn't take the shot when it looked like Candy was going to release it. He turned, fired to Vandewaal, and he threw a nice low shot just under Miles Plater's glove, and well executed.
Right out in front there, gets his shot right around the defender and in the back of the net. Great work there by number 17, Zach Vandewaal. That's why he's got an A on his jersey.
They're 6 short, though, of getting back in this game, so they'll need more than 1 a period, I'm afraid. So.
Morrison picking this one up. He's got Thompson right out front. Shot. Great save, Harrison Kerr.
Yeah, as you mentioned before, the 8-2 score is not indicative of how good London's goaltending's been.
Absolutely, Harrison Kerr holding them in this game, certainly. Both goalies tonight have just been spectacular. That one's going to go up and caught by Clark. Clark will send that low. In for the Blue Devils. Clark right over the head and just hits the crossbar. North Stars come up with it. Every rush seems to be another opportunity for a goal, and almost each time turning into a highlight save for both goalies. In tight shot. Lone Wickens can't quite get that one to go. Morrison battling. Now Stevenson in there. Knocked loose by the Blue Devils. They're going to carry this up the floor. Trapped there by Cole Abbey. Attacked by Marcus Talk. Talk knocks that loose. Now the North Stars with it. Owen Pryor with speed, and they're going to get a penalty here. I didn't see that one at all.
I'm not sure what they're calling as a hook or something.
Well, we'll take a moment here and thank Pizza Hut as the referees call a hooking call. Thank you, Pizza Hut, for all of your support for the OLA Junior B North Stars. If you'd like to visit Pizza Hut, you can do so at 669 10th Street West, Owen Sound, Ontario. Or give them a call at 519-371-5660 or visit them at www.pizzahut.ca. Thank you, Pizza Hut, for all your support of the Junior B North Stars. And here go the North Stars. Number 3, Carter Moran with the head of speed, in tight shot. Great save, Harrison Kerr.
Initially, that effort was real well defended, and Carter kind of slowed down for half a step, and then as the defender mimicked his footwork, he was able to blow by him and get an opportunity.
Long shot. Turned away there by Miles Plater and up into the stands. So the Blue Devils will get a fresh 30 seconds here. Not long left to play in this second period. Lots of action, lots of goals, and lots more penalties. Good work there. That shot by Powless goes wide. Adams up the floor. Now Wes Grant. He's got speed. Can Powless catch him? Grant shoots, scores! Wes Grant on the breakaway. Able to beat Harrison Kerr stick side.
And again, nothing fancy. He just approached the net with the cradle and looked top shelf and put it right where he was looking. But well executed transition on the man down, and these are goals that sometimes aren't plentiful for Owen Sound, and they're scoring in every manner tonight.
Well, I don't know what Ethan Woods put in the Kool-Aid this weekend, but these North Stars have been absolutely shining. First against Windsor, now against London. It seems like the North Stars' offensive woes of the early season may be no longer.
Yeah, and again, they're getting contributions up and down the lineup, which we haven't had to call Carter Moran's name a whole lot on primary assist tonight, or even on the goal side, because he's gotten such great support.
And now the Blue Devils taking this ball into the offensive zone. They'll send that across the way for Powless. A great shot just off the bar.
Yeah, he looked to the sky on that one. He thought he had that one labeled, and it was probably 2 inches off, so he goes right back at it.
Another shot by Powless. You can see why he's so high up the scoring leader in this league. And now Wes Grant back on offense. He'll slow things up a little bit and wait for his team to get back out. He'll send that over for Jordan Cochran. 15 seconds left to play. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. North Stars are going to need to get a reset here. And they may just try to wind this clock all the way down. Moran shot right off the goalie. Picks up his own rebound. Out front, Morrison can't handle that one. Blue Devils in a huge hit there by Loam Wickens. Certainly the Blue Devils were in possession of that ball. And
yeah, that was a well-timed hit by Loam Wickens, and it's good to see him get involved with some physical play. He hasn't been involved like in the offense like he typically is tonight, so that might give him some confidence coming back off an injury.
So we are, in fact, getting a penalty here going against Loam Wickens. It just got signaled there by the referee. So when we come back, Loam Wickens will be in the penalty box. I honestly disagree with that call. I think the referees have been pretty fair with the calls across the board, but even the coaching staff doesn't like that one. It seemed like London was in possession, but we're all the way up here and the referees are all the way down there.
Well, I mean, it's just interesting that he didn't raise his arm up. You know, if he was going to be making the call on first glance at the infraction, they typically would immediately raise their arm and the penalty was being called. And unless there's the officials are all over the taunting issue and whether there were some words exchanged after the big hit, could be the reason for the call. Not certain.
Very possible. We'll be right back with an interview with Ethan Kerr right after this break.
Are you the type who would keep going or stop? It's not easy to stop when you have an addiction. Legalizing cannabis won't stop addiction. It trivializes its consumption. Let's be vigilant. If you need help, visit portage.ca.
Hello, I'm Liz Dowdsville, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. In 2008, carbon monoxide, a deadly invisible gas, killed an entire family in our province. That tragedy led to a new law requiring homes with potential CO sources to have alarms. John Gignac's family members passed away that day, and he shares his story to save others.
Please make sure you have working CO alarms in your home. Protect your family today.
It's closing time, and you stayed out longer than you planned. So now you can't drive, and the buses have stopped running. You could always call your girlfriend. Or maybe your roommate? What about your best friend? You could just dial 1-888-TAXI-GUY or use the Taxi Guy app. The call and the app are free, and they both connect you to a local cab company to bring you home safely. Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
Baking for Change is coming this fall, and I'm your host, Wendy Pauls. We'll feature some of Canada's best bakers like Jen and Astor, sharing their favorite recipes. And you can bake along with us at home, while supporting refugee youth like Crystal. And the amazing work of UNICEF Canada.
Check for days and times.
On Rogers TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center and J.D. MacArthur Arena. I'm joined here with Junior B North Star number 2, Ethan Kerr. Ethan, last night a big game for you, your first junior goal. What was that like?
Oh, it was amazing. It felt really nice to get the monkey up the back finally. You know, I've been trying. I've had a few breakaways, haven't been able to tuck one, so it felt nice. Felt good. Yeah.
Excellent. You know, a penalty shot. What were you thinking when you were going down? Did you have a move in mind?
No, I was asking the whole bench what I should do, like where should I shoot? And coach said look up top left and shoot top right, so I did that and it worked. So.
What's it like to have that trust of your coach where he goes, we need a goal and I know Ethan's going to get it for us?
It felt awesome. You know, he said before the game he thought I was going to get one, and I said, you know what, I'll try and get one for you, and it worked out, so it feels awesome.
A strong game last night from the North Stars. What do you guys need to do tonight to overcome the London Blue Devils?
We got to continue with hard D because we can't be letting in more than 6 goals. That's our goal. And always got to get shots to the net because that's a big factor in our game.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Ethan. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after this break to break down everything from the second period of play. You're watching OLA Junior B North Stars here on Rogers TV.
Every day. Each post feels like a dagger. I thought they were my friends. There's no escape. But thanks to your prayer line, you listened and you cared. I found hope in Jesus.
Treaty in Cree is Nascomitoin, an oral agreement. And our agreements were always spoken. For George Spence, the core of treaty was Owen, to help one another.
And so we, the commissioners...
He was there for the making of Treaty 9, where the Cree were told...
We will honor this agreement together, for as long as the sun shines and the waters flow.
The Cree made their mark because they were assured that the land would be shared, and they would always be able to harvest what they needed. George Spence was my great-grandfather. In his life, he saw many promises of the treaty go unfulfilled.
Treaties were essential to the creation of Canada. First Nations still fight for the agreements to be honored.
Hi, I'm Tiffany James, the host of Her Story. Join us on Rogers TV as I interview various women in our community on how they found success in their own way.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center and J.D. MacArthur Arena. The London Blue Devils able to get another tally there on the board, beating Miles Plater. Harrison Kerr, though, standing really tall for the Blue Devils. What do the Blue Devils need to do to make this a closer game?
Well, they cannot continue to go to the penalty box. And when they do get opportunities, which they're going to start the period on the power play, they need to connect early and just put a little pressure on. They have had virtually zero transition game today against Owen Sound, who's defended it very well. And yeah, they're just, when they seem to be settling in, they'll take a penalty, and more often than not, it's been a frustration penalty in the offensive zone. So they've got to cut that out if they have any hope of climbing back in this.
Absolutely. Both referees seeming to be calling things a little bit tighter here as the game goes on, and more penalties are being called, more players are leaving the floor. So we'll see what happens here in the third period. The Owen Sound North Stars leading by a score of 9-2. Stay tuned here on Rogers TV for the third period of play.
October 5th, 2014, my daughter was hit by a train. She was walking along the sides of the tracks, and it shattered her world.
Welcome to Central Westside United Church.
This is a perfectly healthy child. What's unhealthy are birth alerts, a racist practice that may stop this Indigenous mother from going home with her newborn. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
Hi, I'm David Sherman, host of Politically Speaking. Politically Speaking is interviews with your politicians on Rogers TV. 7 o'clock, Thursday evening. Politically Speaking on Rogers TV.
Bayshore Community Center and J.D. MacArthur Arena for the final 20 minutes of play between the London Blue Devils with a score of 2 goals so far, and your Owen Sound North Stars potting 9. The North Stars taking a last-minute penalty there right after the whistle as Everest Loam Wickens took down one of his defenders, and he is going to sit for 2 minutes, and the referees signaled roughing. I'm not sure if that was, I think the call was just they saw a hard hit. Player on the ground had a hard time getting up, and in a game like this, you know, you want to make sure your referees are consistent, and they certainly are that.
Yeah, and then in a 9-2 game, and they've already seen some frustration on the side of London, it's probably best to give them the benefit of the doubt on some of these calls like that. I don't think you're going to appease their bench at any point, but at least it makes it seem as though that they're seeing things through their eyes as well.
Absolutely. Vanderwall losing that one as Stewart tries to pick that one up. Now Vanderwall able to knock that one loose, and Carter Moran picking that up and sending it up the floor. He's going to try to kill 30 seconds unless they've got an opportunity, but we'll see what happens here. Moran in tight. He did have a little lane. It's going to go off the goalie and up out of play, so the North Stars are going to get a fresh 30 seconds here in the offensive zone.
And again, that's the last thing that you want to see if you're on London. Oh, we're having a
and they're trying to signal. Both referees getting a little bit confused. One signaling London possession. Now referee DeBrone correcting the mistake and saying no. In fact, it was very clearly a save right off Harrison Kerr. And now they're going to call a little conversation here between the referees. And they're going to, I'm not sure what they're planning on doing here. They're going to call just a face-off.
They're going to have a draw ball when there's no definitive decision. They'll just go to a draw ball.
It seems to be the controversy here is referee Garrow, who's at the center of the floor, saw the ball go up into the rafters and called the possession call. Referee DeBrone, who is closer to the ball, saw it go up past the rafters, and unfortunately, I don't think it actually hit anything. So they call a face-off, and now the North Stars have drawn the ire of the refs again with an interference call. And we're probably going to need to get a mop out there because the player that was sent into the boards left about a 10-foot sweat streak on the ground, leading right to the gate. So North Stars are going to be a man down again. You can see hit on the numbers there, and definitely the right call. As it looks like number 6, Calvin Stewart, heading to the box for 2 minutes. So the North Stars starting this period off down 2 men. We're going to get a quick buzzer here. I think 4 minutes were put up on the board, and there seems to be a little bit of confusion. I think it may have just been a 2 minute.
Yeah, if checking from behind would be 4, but if they're only calling it a legal cross check, that would correct. It would only warrant a 2 minute, but it looks like...
Seems like 4 is back up on the board, so I'm not too sure what the confusion here is. They're trying to figure things out right now. They're looking at the tablet, and that usually means...
They're likely trying to determine how much time is left on the initial call with Lone Wickens, and it should be 101. Since it's...
See,
I don't know how it can be 59 when it was... He didn't start serving the penalty till the beginning of this period, and we weren't even... Anyways, that's okay.
See what goes on here as they continue the play. And high wide shot there off a Paulus stick. Candy will send that back in for Paulus. Paulus back with it, in tight, good shot. Great save, Miles Plater.
Yeah, and that's not the first time you've said that tonight. I mean, he's been outstanding when called upon.
North Stars with a little bit of speed. They've got 24 seconds left to kill off. Tyson Morrison still holding on to it. 10 seconds left on the shot clock, 14 left in the penalty. Gets around his man, has a bit of a lane here. And a call going against London now. Too many men on the floor on defense, so
wow.
We are just getting a revolving door here in the penalty boxes, and now the London Blue Devils, looks like serving will be number 44, Carson Langisle, so he's gonna go take a seat for a couple of minutes and serve that penalty for his team.
That's a real tough one to take when you're on the power play and trying valiantly to get back into this game.
Well, now playing a little bit of 4-on-4 as Lone Wickens comes out of the box. Wickens tries to take that backhand pass, and Harrison Kerr just mishandles that one. Almost goes in off an errant pass from Tyson Morrison there. Tries to connect with Everest Lone Wickens. Goes past Lone Wickens, and I think that Harrison Kerr was just expecting the pass and wasn't expecting the errant pass to come towards him. Almost finds the back of the net. Battling well here is Vanderwall. Vanderwall sends out wide. Long shot here. Good work there by Clark. Picked up by Vanderwall with a fresh 30 seconds. Killing lots of time here. They are playing 4-on-4, but in a moment, in about a minute, they'll be back on the power play, as the North Stars still have the 4 minute in the box. Right out in front, Thompson shot. Great save, Harrison Kerr.
Once again, great effort going 1-on-3 and still getting a pretty good scoring opportunity was Elliot Thompson.
Jake Govier connecting with Zavitz. Zavitz getting pressured by Adams. Great pick there by number 18, Kyle Pizzi. Plater will send that forward. North Stars tossing it up the floor. Lost there and a late hit. Adams now gets it. Adams sends that back. 17 seconds left on the shot clock. 10 seconds until it's a power play for the Blue Devils. Morrison can't handle that pass and foot in the crease. Now the Blue Devils with speed. They're going to try to go up the floor. Quick change there for Gavin Downs. It's a 2-on-1. Shot. Nice. Scores for the Blue Devils. Number 15, Cole Abbey. A great shot in the top corner.
And again, although that will go down as a power play marker, that was purely a great effort in transition and nice finish by number 15.
So the first big transition goal of the day here for London, as they're able to make the score 9-3.
Yeah, and with 16:04 remaining and being down 6, those are the kind of goals you want to score. They're quick, they don't take a lot of time off the clock, and you don't have to really set up in an offensive set and grind that clock down. So these are the kind of goals that they're going to look to spring somebody loose on.
You can see Cole Abbey was very stoked about that goal. I think he knows there is plenty of time left. Plenty of time left for lots more goals. But now the North Stars trying to take advantage of that time as well. Morrison's stick knocked out of his hands. And good work there as Vanderwall is able to pick that one up. He's been playing both sides of the floor almost every minute. I'm not even sure if they're giving him time to breathe on the bench.
Yeah, he's a big body with some pretty good skills, some good speed with him, and yeah, he could certainly be a dominating player at this level.
Connor Zavitz trying to go around the outside. Low shot there, turned away by Plater. Clagues picking this one up and carrying it up the floor. Clagues tries to underhand that to Moran, but loses it, and then Clagues sent it to the boards hard. Now the Blue Devils up the floor. Langile loses that one. And that's a high stick right up into the face. No call on the play. Clagues is going to go down with his helmet up over his head. So that one was just missed. I don't think either referee saw it, unfortunately. Hard cross-check right to the face, though, and he's going to make his way to the bench. A little bit stunned here. Gavin Downs carrying this up the floor. Jordan Cochran goes to the outside. Thrown across the floor there. Morrison sends that up for Hutchison. Hutchison gets around one. Long shot, scores! Number 28, Cole Hutchison, with a laser beam from the top of the zone. Great shot there, Cole Hutchison.
Yeah, he was able to beat his defender up high. He had a clear lane to the net, and although he released the ball from far out, he had a lot on it, and again, just up over the shoulder. Nice shot.
And just some stationary defense there for London, and Cole Hutchison able to make the most of it. Only one player on London moving their feet there on that play, and Hutchison giving a clear lane to Harrison Kerr. And now a call going against London after his stick makes contact with the helmet. And now a North Star is also getting called. So I think it's just going to be 2 minutes each, but it looked like it was a technical penalty here, unsportsmanlike or a bench minor or something like that, as Logan Thompson heads to the bench, or heads to the box rather. Carson Langile also to the box. And it's just going to be 2 minutes each, 4-on-4. The second penalty going to the North Stars, so possession will be given to the London Blue Devils. As Kura starts with it. Kura into the zone. Sends that across the way for Zavitz. Zavitz to Clark. Clark finds Kura. Kura long shot. That one gets blocked. Calder Adams now with speed. He's heading up the floor. Calder Adams has some help. He's going to throw it across. Loam Wickens can't come down with that high pass. Calder Adams, I'm sure, would like another shot at that one.
Yeah, he had him wide open going to the net and just kind of airmailed that pass. And a valiant effort to try to corral it, but just a little bit too far up and behind him.
Elliot Thompson in the box now for 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike is what they ended up calling. Blue Devils with a chance here, shot, and they're going to get a possession call after like maybe an illegal pick. So the ball's going to start in the North Star zone in the stick of Gavin Downs. Gavin's going to flip that up for Tyson Morrison. Morrison rolling that over for Carter Moran down low here. Jordan Cochran right out front getting hooked. Steps into the crease. No call on the play, surprisingly, but the ball will go back to the London Blue Devils.
Yeah, they put the whistles away on the stuff that really isn't going to probably be anything of an aggressive nature, it would seem. So, and just as well, probably.
Van de Waal sends it across right out in front. Great save there by Miles Plater.
Just great anticipation.
And we'll take a look here. It sounds like, we might see a little bit of something here as Elliot Thompson and Carson Langisle are having a little standing conversation going on in the penalty box. North Stars Morrison with it. Long shot here. That one goes wide, and Stevenson can't come up with this one. 15 seconds left on the penalty. We'll try to make sure that we cover that as soon as they get out of the box. We'll see if they end up going with 12 minutes left, and I think London, realizing this game may not be within reach, they may feel a little bit more freedom to take a fight and get kicked out of a game. And a little look back at each other as they do come out of the box, and nothing more than that. Stevenson goes down. Gavin Downs picks that one up. Throws that over for Calder Adams. Hutchison running some interference there. Back to Hutchison. Hutchison across the floor. Morrison can't handle that one. Picks that one up, flips it into the corner. Van de Waal beating him to it. Morrison able to knock it up and keep possession of it as he battles against Grayson Turner. That one's going to be picked off. And now the Blue Devils, Josh Peters, he's going to go. He's got speed. Moran able to cause enough trouble there that he's going to send that one wide of the net, up out of place. Now the North Stars are going to get another chance on offense here. Talon Brown sends that over for Elliot Thompson. Carter Moran. Big shot there, and that's going to be a turnover here as Stevenson sends his man to the ground.
And again, you know, in a 10-3 game with 11 minutes to go, you want to just stick to the game plan, work on your game, and not get into bad habits. So, I mean, turning over the ball with blatant picks on the back and stuff like that, it's really not the way to finish strong.
Dennis and Chris John out in front of the net trying to cause a little bit of trouble. Wes Grant carrying this up the floor. Wes Grant throws that over. Tyson Morrison. Wicked backhand goal already today. Jordan Cochran with 3 goals on the day. Hard shot there, good save by Harrison Kerr as he catches that one right in his right leg. Blue Devils with 3 tallies so far. 10 minutes left to play. Zavit sends that low. Clark trying to create some room. Gavin Downs giving him no time to think, and Gavin Downs is going to take a penalty for slashing.
Yeah,
it seemed like a pretty weak one, but it made contact with the hand before the stick, I suppose.
And he got him in the helmet. As he was reaching, he was doing a good job staying busy on the hands, but when he attempted to bring the stick down one more time, he clipped him in the helmet. So, again, not a lot of damage, but again, in a 10-3 game, there we go.
Certainly contact there with the top of the head, and I don't even know if the Blue Devils player realized that happened. I think he was so into the play that he just kept on going, no reaction whatsoever, but the referee was there to make the right call. Powless sends that across. Back to Powless. Sends that low, good shot there Blue Devils able to come up with it. Clark can't quite get the shot away. Zavitz tries to get it, and Plater's there to turn away both attempts.
Yeah, that was a great pass, skip pass from the top all the way to the crease, and
picked off there, Blue Devils. Great defensive work there by Josh Peters. That's the second time, I think even the third time. He got one in the second period, or the second time in the third period that he's picked off a North Stars pass that could have led to something offensively, and great work there. Getting behind his goaltender is Calvin Stewart. Stewart getting around Zavitz with speed. Stewart gets knocked to the floor. Still up with it. His own stick hit him in the head, so no call on that play. Good work, Morrison. He slips on the floor. That one gets knocked loose. Lots of slipping and tripping all over the place.
Yeah, that corner of the floor was really slippery yesterday in the 2 games we had here. It looks like it's in a lot better shape today, but nonetheless, Mr. Morrison went for a spill.
Fulkerson sends that to Paulus. Back to Fulkerson. Sends that one in low. Unable to handle that is Kura. Kura sends a backdoor pass. Plater, quick move, able to turn away the delayed shot. But off him and out of play, that's going to go back to the Blue Devils. 8.5 minutes left to play in this third period. North Stars leading 10-3. Long shot there by Paulus. That one goes wide. Harrison Kerr out to handle that one and sends that one to Caleb Fulkerson. Fulkerson sends that one in. Kerr can't handle it. That one gets knocked loose. Battling now along the boards. Both teams trying to make something happen here. Julian Christian trying to get the ball for his team. Kura still battling. And the North Stars able to keep that ball from getting back into the hands of the Blue Devils. And now the North Stars will gain possession. Wes Grant and Marcus Talk and Gavin Downs to the bench. Now Clegg's up the floor. He's got a shot just off the glove there. It looked like of Harrison Kerr. Jordan Cochran coming up with it. Good pass across. Back to Tyson Morrison. Lom Wickens trying to create a little bit of havoc. Long shot here, and he had room. Jordan Cochran almost picking up another one. That pass goes in tight, and we're going to get a turnover. We'll take this moment, though, to thank Pizza Hut for all their support of the Owen Sound Junior B North Stars and your Rogers crew. A great play there by Harrison Kerr to keep that one away. And a penalty here coming against London. And we're going to see if we get any more dramatics. Calder Adams coming in late. And
Calder Adams, you always want to stand up to your teammates. But to run the length of the floor and give a love tap and to even it up is just, that's not disciplined lacrosse. So, you're either going to go in there with an intent to do something or stay out of it and take the power play. And I don't like his chances against the big man Vanderwall.
Well, we'll see what happens here, and some stick taps going for Cleggs.
Now that referee Brad Garreau has sent them to the showers, gave them both, teed them both up. So,
all right, well, there you go. We've got another set of players leaving the floor. Zach Vanderwall heading out. Calder Adams, he's gone for the North Stars. And the referee's trying to figure out what to put up on the board right now. We've got Candy for the Blue Devils, Moran as well here for the North Stars, just waiting and seeing what's going on as referee DeBrone and referee Garreau try to figure out what to put up on the board. And
yeah,
this
I don't
game
know
is
if there'll be a discussion on the what the initial call was, whether it was just a 2 or I would say they didn't motion Vanderwall to the gate initially, so it should be no more than a 2, and with the retaliation a 2, and then a couple 10-minute misconducts will send them home for the day.
Take a look here at the upcoming game, Saturday, June 8th, playing home to Six Nations. That'll be a great game to come here and watch, and then the following day, June 9th, home to the Wallaceburg Red Devils, unrelated to the London Blue Devils, but in the same conference. Thursday, June 13th as well, home to Guelph. So Guelph will have a short drive up Highway 6 as we get the Lacrosse battle of Highway 6.
Yeah, and that'll be a key game again, because Guelph is, in the same range with respect to the standings, overall standings as Owen Sound, so they want to be able to stay on top of them.
So 5 minute here going in the direction of Zach Vanderwall, who's been kicked out of this game. He's going to have a 5 minute call, and the North Stars 2 minutes for Calder Adams, who's also been sent out of this game, and we're going to get a little bit of 4-on-4 for 2 minutes, and then assuming there are no other penalties, which doesn't seem to be a safe assumption in this game, we'll get 3 minutes of 5-on-4, but we're going to have to wait and see what happens here. Both benches are starting to get a little bit thin. And the Blue Devils and North Stars, I think, just trying to decide who's going to take a seat for 2 minutes and represent Vanderwall and Adams. And I think we've got...
Carter Moran as
representatives. Jake Govier for the Blue Devils, Carter Moran for the North Stars. And the Blue Devils with only 9 players left on their bench. 4 out on the floor, not too many left. So they're going to need to buckle down here. North Stars with also 9 runners.
That went off the calf of Calvin Stewart. It hurt up here.
You could hear the smack. About 100 feet away. Here goes Candy with it. Nolan Candy trying to make some room here for a long shot. Doesn't quite get it. Great defense there by Tanner Brown. Calvin Stewart gets beat there, and Langisle will take a good hard shot on Plater, who catches that in his legs. Sends that one up for Marcus Talk. Talk sends that forward and connects with Elliot Thompson. Thompson over Moran, in tight shot, scores! Everslome Wickens making his presence felt here in his first game back. Great pass by Tyson Morrison.
Yeah, really, really nice ball movement. In tight, down low. The ball was in and out of each other's sticks, and a nice finish by Lone Wickens.
Legs there hanging over the boards. I think he's all right. Maybe just couldn't imagine what he saw there. A great shot there. As you see, Lone Wickens just right through the wickets of Harrison Kerr. So a 4-on-4 goal here with just over 6 minutes left to play in this third period. And North Stars in control. Stevenson sending that up the floor. And he's got room with Cochran right out in front, and that pass can't quite find its way into the stick of Jordan Cochran. Now Harrison Kerr playing a little bit of defense. He's far from his net.
Yeah, did a good job boxing out on that loose ball in the corner and keeping Holden Stevenson away from the ability to pick that one up.
And I think it is a fake ball trick here, and holding on to it there is Kyle Pizzi, as he did a good job there working with Julian Christian. Big hit there by Gavin Downs, and he's going to get his stick up too high and around the head. And Gavin Downs is going to head to the box, so just as we thought, not a safe assumption that we're going to have no more penalties left in this game.
No, this is stretching out the inevitable here. It's going to be a 2+ hour game with all the calls we've had today and the draws after goals as well. So
Gavin Downs grabbing a seat with his captain, Carter Moran. And we are gonna, we're just trying to figure out what's going on here. 2 minutes for Gavin Downs. 5 seconds left here for Calder Adams, who's been kicked out. Carter Moran is serving that call. And Moran is now out on the floor and hoping for a quick pass there. but unable to get that. So the Blue Devils will remain in possession, 4-on-4 still. And great block there. And couldn't quite get that one up to Carter Moran. He's gonna end up losing this one as it trickles over to the bench, and Grayson Turner is gonna not quite get there in time, so Everest Loam Wickens will pick up this ball. He's gonna send that over for Elliot Thompson, and Thompson's gonna slow things down. The clock is the North Stars' best teammate right now. Loam Wickens sends that in low. North Stars trying to kill some time. Brown sends that in tight. That pass goes up for Hutchison. Loam Wickens fakes the shot. And another call here. And is it going to be a penalty again? It is. Zavitz headed to the box now, and I think, I honestly, maybe I wasn't watching that part.
Well, I mean, it didn't seem like an egregious call. Loam Wickens had taken a shot on goal, and whether it was just afterwards, he might have got hit with a stick. But anyways.
So we'll get a little bit of 4-on-3.
I guess the referees are being paid by the hour, not the game today.
Thompson, good pass there, hard shot by Cochran. Trying to get that one to go. Great save, Harrison Kerr. He has been fantastic here this evening. Which it almost is this evening. There's been so many calls in this game. Elliot Thompson sends that low. Cochran back up for Thompson. Thompson loses that one. Can't recover. Still trying to. Blue Devils now with the breakaway. There goes Nolan Candy. Everest Loam Wickens tries to get on him. Hard shot. Great save, Miles Plater. Throwing that up the floor, and Nolan McVicker will hold on to this one and send that across the floor as Jordan Cochran comes back out. 1 second left here. Gavin Downs back out on the floor. He's going to run to the bench as they get another attacker out, and we're going to get a little bit of 5-on-3. Hard shot. Thompson can't pick that one up. And looks like they're going to say went into the crease, so Blue Devils will gain possession of the ball. 3 minutes left to play in this third period. Up the floor is Denison Christian. He's going to flip that over for Hewitt Powless. Powless is going to wait. He's got Clark out. He's got Langisle. So Powless, Langisle, and Clark are going to try to kill off 10 more seconds here before the shot clock runs out. Marcus Talk is going to try to get in there, and I think Powless tried to sell that call. He did sell it. So.
And again, they called Marcus Talk on a hooking penalty. The exact same thing earlier in the game. So this time it only warranted a...
And too many men. They've got 4 Blue Devils out on the floor right now.
They still have 4.
They still have 4 out, so they could be called again. There's still 4 players out on the floor. And
here comes the delayed call.
There we go. Now we finally got the call coming, and we're going to get some more 5-on-3 for at least 5 seconds. Well, the London coaching staff are not happy about this one. I don't know what they could possibly be arguing for at this point. It was very clearly, there was still clearly time left on the clock for both penalties, and they're yelling at the ref to look at the clock, and meanwhile, the clock was not proving their point. So referees trying to figure this one out. Blue Devils are, arguing their case as you would want them to, and referee DeBrone is going to head on over and give them a little explanation into what's going on here. And Steve, any insight into this one? I'm not sure what they could have been arguing for. Maybe, I couldn't quite tell. Perhaps the penalty clock stopped at one point, but I haven't ever seen that happen before.
Yeah, unless the actual initial call on the tablet or where they're keeping did not sync up with what was on the clock. I don't know how the coaching staff would know that, but that would be my only explanation. And it looks as though whatever their argument was has been accepted, because there's no new player in the box, and he's poised to return here in 7 seconds. So there was some kind of error in the penalty area.
Hard shot there by Hutchison. That's going to find its way up, and now the Blue Devils with an opportunity here. Zavitz, he's got one tonight. In fact, 2, I believe.
Well, he got one a long time ago when it was a 1-1 game, I believe. So
Zavitz, the first goal scorer for the Blue Devils. And that ball's going to go up high in the zone as the North Stars try to clear this with 1:45 left to play. Jordan Cochran slowing things down. He'll throw that up for Cole Hutchison. Hutchison with a good goal. Elliot Thompson back to Cole Hutchison. Hutchison to Thompson. Back up the way. Hit behind there. I think that's Talon Brown down on the floor. He'll get back up and try to give it right back.
Looks like Talon Brown is going to pick up a penalty for something.
Probably some chatter. I didn't see him make too much contact with the stick, and now Calvin Stewart battling in front of the net. We may still see a little bit of fireworks here with just under a minute left to go. Calvin Stewart battling hard there with Julian Christian. And now Gavin Downs taking down his man. I don't think it was too egregious. I think they were just battling, and Clark tripped, and Gavin was putting pressure, and they both kind of fell over each other.
He'll get a call here, though. You cannot cross-check a player that's is on the ground. So he'll also be likely. Oh no, they're not going to call it. Garreau is sticking with the original call on the slash.
Talon Brown going to the box for the final 50-odd seconds left in this game. He'll accept that call. I think they're happy to walk away with the W. So getting 2 minutes on his record sheet doesn't seem to be a big concern for him. Blue Devils right out in front. Long shot just off the post. Great shot there by number 5, Caleb Fulkerson. Tons of power on that, and off the post out of play. Blue Devils maintain possession. Another big shot there. That's going to bounce all the way down, and Harrison Kerr is going to need to play this forward for his team.
He's probably going to have to go far side. And almost ticked off.
Russ Grant almost steals that away from Zavitz. Zavitz sends that in low. Blue Devils with a long shot. That's going to go wide, and they're going to have to go collect this ball now with 4 seconds left on the shot clock. And that's going to go wide. Final possession here for the North Stars. Only 7-ish seconds, just over 6 seconds left to play. They're going to pick this one up, and Marcus Talk will hold on to it. And that is going to spell the end of this lacrosse game. The Owen Sound North Stars winning by a score of 11-3. A great offensive game for the North Stars. A little bit quieter here in the third period on offense, as both teams spent most of the game in the penalty